Now getting to the Nuggets' second game on this 4-game road trip, which, as I mentioned before, is a very, very tough road trip. We faced the Atlanta Hawks in Atlanta, and we're able to beat them. Nuggets beat the Hawks 102-87, moved to 41-27 with this win, and 14-20 on the road. Good road win. Atlanta's a legitimate playoff team, and to go into their building and beat them, even though they're struggling currently, says something. So this was another great win on this 4-game road trip, to get a win against New Orleans on their home floor, and then a couple days later get a win against the Hawks on their home floor against two legitimate playoff teams. Says something about our new guys and how we're kind of gaining chemistry and building chemistry with one another, and I think that's a good sign for our team's future. We shot 53% from the field in this game, and an outstanding 50% from the three-point line. That really killed the Hawks in this game. They shot average 41% from the field and a pretty poor 26% from the three-point line. And if you just look at the percentage, both teams shot from the three-point line. We shoot 50% from there. Hawks only shoot 26. That kind of tells the story of the game in a way. We had such a decisive advantage from a shooting percentage-wise from the three-point line that it really hurt the Hawks in this game, as I mentioned before. Some of the good things we did in this game: had 48 points in the paint. I thought we did a great job of attacking the Hawks defense all night, getting those easy layups and dunks in the paint. Had 23 fast break points. Those are easy buckets in transition. We are now, I believe, the top fast breaking team in the NBA when it comes to points on the break and in transition, and we did a great job of that once again, of kind of outrunning Atlanta. Had 26 assists, no sticky hands, if you will, on our team when it comes to offense. We share the ball extremely well, this new group has, and it was showed here once again with 26 assists, just utilizing really good ball movement, and it forces the defense to rotate, adjust, and constantly work. And it's tough when we have so many threats on the court to guard, and it definitely showed here with our passing that Atlanta's defense definitely struggled against our offense once again. Held Atlanta to 87 points. That's pretty good. Atlanta's a team that averages about 92, 95 points per game, somewhere in there, and you hold them to 87 points. Good defensive job by us, and we outscored Atlanta 85-67 in the last 3 quarters, which is really what won us the game. Had somewhat a slow start. We're down by 11 at one point, and then we just kind of picked up the defense, picked up the offense, and like I said, go on to outscore Atlanta 85-67 in the last 3 quarters of the game, and just all set up by defense and getting out on the break, and really putting it on the Hawks with our offensive pressuring them there, and then that led to easy defense for us, and it kind of, in a way, it led to our good offense, and us getting on the break led to good defense, and easy defense, and our good defense led to easy offense. So it's kind of a double-edged sword there. And this, we just did a great job of finishing the game, and like I said, outplaying them in those last 3 quarters after a tough start. Some of the bad things: we did have a slow start, but that was kind of scrapped, if you will, by the fact that we had 3 great quarters in a row, and after having a slow start in the first quarter, getting down early, came back in those last 3 quarters, as I mentioned, outscored Atlanta by like 20, 22 points. But the slow start, those are things that kind of got to improve. We've definitely done a better job of not being such a team that starts so slow as of late. And we got to shoot a better percentage from the free throw line. This team has definitely struggled from the free throw line. Our percentage has gone way down with obviously the loss of Chauncey Billups and Carmelo Anthony. So these new guys, and as a team as a whole, got to shoot better from the free throw line. Now we're leaving way too many points there and shooting a pretty mediocre percentage from there. So that's got to go up. Nene led the way. He had 20 points, 7 rebounds, 4 blocks. It was really good all night. Al Horford really couldn't contain him on the block. It was 6 of 12 from the field, 8 of 9 from the free throw line. Was aggressive all night. Got to the free throw line. Actually made his free throws, and it was good to see him have 4 blocks. I thought he was good with his help defense and in general, and kind of protecting the rim, protecting the paint for us defensively with the 4 blocks. And you see the 20 points, the 7 boards. This is a good job out of Nene. Like I said, he was aggressive. He's been kind of playing aggressive and kind of playing with an attacking nature on offense ever since the trade, and you definitely can see it with the numbers he's putting up. J.R. Smith had a good game off the bench, 15 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, shot 6 of 10 from the field, 3 of 5 from the three-point line. Was huge for us off the bench. Another guy that I think has kind of been ignited from this trade and is continuing to play at a high level. He's shooting the ball better. His overall game has gotten better throughout the past couple seasons, but it's definitely showed this game as improvement in his all-around game. And he hit some big threes for us down the stretch in that second half to just kind of extend our lead, keep the pressure on Atlanta. And I thought he was great with the 15 points off the bench and shooting 3 of 5 from the three-point line. Aflalo was good, 15 points for him. He had 3 assists, 2 rebounds, was 6 of 9 from the field, 2 of 2 from the three-point line, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Again, just very efficient is Aflalo. That's kind of the nickname I give him, is Mr. Efficient. Guy just always keeps playing. I thought his defense on Joe Johnson was good. I thought Wilson Chandler's defense once again on Joe Johnson was good. We've played Atlanta at this point like 2 times within a week and a half, 2-week span, and I thought for those 2 games, Wilson Chandler and Aaron Aflalo did a great job on Joe Johnson defensively in the first game against Atlanta a couple weeks ago, and then here against Atlanta in their own gym, and really contained Joe Johnson offensively. Yeah, I thought Aflalo was good attacking the basket and then also hitting that outside shot. And as I mentioned, Wilson Chandler, he's great defensively on Joe Johnson. He also had a good game offensively, 14 points, 10 rebounds for him, double-double for him. Did have 5 turnovers. Would like to see him cut that down. 6 of 11 from the field, 1 of 2 from the 3-point line, and 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Shot the ball for the most part pretty well, but still you don't like seeing the 5 turnovers, but it was great on the glass with 10 rebounds, and obviously chipping in with 14 points. And his defense, like I said before, was great on Joe Johnson. For the Hawks, Zaza Pachulia led the way. He had 19 points, 10 rebounds, and a block, was 8 of 9 from the field, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. I think he's one of the worst players in the NBA, to be honest with you, and it's kind of embarrassing for our defense to give up basically 20 and 10 to him, but that's because we were so focused on containing guys like Crawford, Johnson, Smith, Horford, that Pachulia just kind of was the guy we really weren't focused on stopping. It was alright that Pachulia, though, went off for 20-10 because we did a good job of shutting down all the Hawks' other like number 1, number 2 options offensively. So he had a good game. A lot of his shots were easy layups on putbacks and things like that. Just got to do a better job of boxing out to our guys in our front court. Josh Smith had a decent game, 13 points, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks for him, but shot horrible. Was 4-16 from the field, 0-1 from the 3-point line, 5-6 from the free throw line. He took some real stupid shots. Josh Smith is a guy that's mid-range game is definitely a continuing part of his game that he needs to continue to work on, and has done that, but it's still, he's an average mid-range shooter to begin with, and all he was doing was taking jump shots. He was really helping our defense out there, making it easy for us to get stops, and that's why he shot 4-16 from the field. He didn't attack the basket that well all night, but still was effective defensively with 3 blocks, had 9 rebounds, 13 points. That's a solid game, but shot horrible because all the guy was doing, he thought he was Carmelo, apparently, taking those 15 to 18-foot mid-range jump shots. Should have attacked the basket more. That's what he's best at. And he kind of bailed us out defensively a couple times with some of the bad possessions he gave the Hawks offense with him shooting those jump shots. Jamal Crawford had a solid game off the bench, 13 points, 3 assists for him. Was on fire there for a while, but then kind of really simmered down. Like I said, Aflalo, I thought defensively was good on Joe Johnson and Jamal Crawford. Shot 6 of 13 from the field, but 1 of 5 from the 3-point line. That really hurt the Hawks there. And it really hurt Jamal Crawford, his production in this game, with shooting so poorly from the 3-point line, because a lot of his points come from the perimeter, and I thought Aflalo did a great job of forcing him into a lot of contested shots. As I've mentioned before, Joe Johnson had a tough game, 12 points for him, 3 assists, 2 steals, but only shot 4 of 13 from the field, 3 of 8 from the 3-point line, and only got to the free throw line 1 time, and was 1-1 from there. Wilson Chandler, once again, just good defense on Johnson, forcing him into some really tough shots, contesting a lot of his shots, and as well as not allowing him open jump shots from mid-range as well as the outside. Joe Johnson, another guy, a lot of his points come from the perimeter. I thought Wilson Chandler did a good job of denying him the lane and allowing him to get easy layups, and then contesting his shots and forcing him into tough shots and tough possessions for the Hawks offensively. And a guy that killed us the first time we played the Hawks a couple weeks ago, Al Horford, who was just great. I think he had like 20 and 16 in that game. I thought our guys did a good job in kind of pressuring him and really containing him. He didn't have that great of a game here. Only had 7 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. It was 3 of 5 from the field, 1 of 1 from the free throw line. I mean, he held Al Horford to only 7 points and 6 boards. I thought we did a good job of keeping him off the glass and offensive glass, something we didn't do a couple weeks ago when the Hawks came to Denver, and only allowed him to take 5 shots. I mean, we did a good job of pressuring him in the post and forcing the Hawks to beat us with other options. I mean, we took away Joe Johnson, then we take away Horford, forced Josh Smith to become a jump shooter, which is something he kind of willingly did in this game, and then Jamal Crawford shoots poorly off the bench, and really the only guy that hurts you is Zaza Pachulia. I mean, I'll take that any day, and any team that will face the Hawks the rest of the way or in the playoffs will allow Zaza to go off if they're containing all the other core pieces of the Atlanta Hawks, and we did that here. And I thought Nene and Kmart, they did a great job against Horford in the post and really limiting his touches, really kind of pressuring him when he got the ball and forcing him to only take 5 shots and only have 7 points, and held him to only 6 rebounds. Both those guys did a great job of boxing him out, and I thought Nene did a good job attacking him on the offensive end and really getting easy looks and getting to the free throw line and constantly being aggressive against Al Horford and utilizing his size advantage against him height-wise on the block offensively. So good win for us. Like I said, Atlanta's a quality team. I respect them a lot. I think they're a pretty underrated team, struggling right now, but they're still a good team. team. They're good at home. They have a solid crowd, and it was great to get a good win on the road. So the Nuggets beat the Atlanta Hawks 102-87, moved to 41-27 with this win, and 14-20 on the road.